Welcome back to the Morning Blend. Caring for a child with special needs can be a difficult journey, and the transition out of high school can be especially challenging. Joining us now is Casey Leintz from Curative Care to chat about a great community resource that is making life easier for families. It is called Club Curative. Great to see you this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. And I think this population, I've heard before from families who have kids with special needs, that transition in terms of who you serve, that transition from high school to post-high school and into adulthood is a tough population to serve, right?
It is, and we find a lot of parents don't really know where to go, so we are definitely looking to step in and be a big community resource and be able to help them through that transition and make it easier for both the families and the kids involved.
So you're the adult day services manager. So in terms of who you serve, is it mainly that young adult population, that 18 plus?
Yeah, we serve any adult with a developmental disability 18 and above.
Okay, so even way beyond 18 then,
Yep.
or that transition period. I know that Club Curative has an interesting story about how it all started, and I think it has to do with somebody's commitment to helping other families. Can you tell us about that?
So it was a group of parents that approached our directors, and they were looking for a niche program for their children that wasn't out there for their life after high school. They weren't necessarily ready for employment, but they knew that they needed a place for them to go and socialize. So they approached us, and then Club Curative was born.
That is fantastic. It's interesting how out of need and out of compassion and wanting to help others, how programs like this can get started. What kinds of activities can Club Curative clients participate in? Because you mentioned how important the socialization part of it is, but there's probably other parts to the program too.
Oh yes, we do a lot of ADL skills, so cooking, cleaning, doing laundry.
What is ADL?
Activities of daily living.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So just managing every day.
Correct.
Cooking, you said cleaning.
Yep. And it really depends on what the client's goals are. For one of our clients, his mom wanted him to be able to make coffee on his own because he's a big coffee drinker. So we really do the person-centered approach and really focus on what the client's goal is for attending Club Curative.
So along with daily living, do you focus sometimes also on job-related skills?
We do. We work on more of the soft skills that they would need for a job, so anything fine motor, but then we work closely with our Curative Works, and they help more with the finding a job, finding experiences and everything.
The placement part of it. Okay. Are you flexible then? It sounds like you are, because you're each person, just like any school, each person is different. So it's sort of like you said, understanding what they're hoping to accomplish.
Correct. And we want everybody to get out. Everybody has their own purpose for being at Club Curative, and we really focus on that with our person-centered approach, and we're able to really make the program their own while being in a big social environment.
If someone's listening and they have a young adult in their life or an adult in their life who's never maybe been able to use services or didn't know these services were even available, what would you suggest they do to get in touch with finding something like this and being part of Club Curative?
They can contact our admission and outreach coordinator, and they would get them in touch with the site and set up for a tour of the site that's closest to where they live, and then they would get a free trial day.
That's nice. So they actually get to experience it.
Yes.
And see what it's like.
Yeah, and we found that that's best because then the client can come in and truly feel what a day at Club Curative would be like, and then the staff can determine are they an appropriate fit, and then the client can determine that as well.
You mentioned finding a location close to the person you're trying to serve. How many locations, or where are you located?
We have 4 locations. We have our Forest Home location, we have our Menomonee Falls location, our Fond du Lac location, and our 92nd Street location.
So there are a lot. So
Yes.
there's one close to you if you just happen to look that up. You're offering that free day trial that you mentioned. You also have open houses coming up. What do people experience as part of that?
So these open houses are going to be during the day, so they'll be able to see a little bit of what our programming looks like. They'll get to meet some of the clients, and they'll really get to talk about what they enjoy with Club Curative, and they really speak the best because they're able to say, you know, what they enjoy.
Mm-hmm. And ask questions too
Yep.
of people who lead the programs.
Yep.
That's wonderful. I would think it's a great resource for young adults, but if someone is looking for this type of service for someone who is older than 29, because you said you serve 18 and above,
Yep.
even if someone's aged out of that transition period that we talked about, you have different services available to them.
We do, and just because somebody is in that 18 to 29 doesn't necessarily mean they're fit for Club Curative. We had a client who did a trial in Club Curative, and it wasn't a fit, but then she went into our adult day program and she's thriving now. So
That's wonderful. Wonderful.
We just want to find the right fit for that client.
Well, and that's the thing I've learned about Curative and all the things that you do. You know, we're talking about young adults right now predominantly, but you serve babies.
We do.
Young children programs. You served a wide variety of people who have different developmental needs.
Yes. We want to be a company that serves throughout the lifespan, so that way we can really provide the premier services that we're focusing on.
It's wonderful. I want to mention the open houses that you have coming up. Thank you so much, Casey. So here's the example that we talked about at the open house, where you can go meet clients, ask questions, find out more about that trial day that we mentioned. Starting with Menomonee Falls on September 26th. They're all from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. That's located on Maple Road. Then there are 3 Milwaukee locations on September 27th, again from 11 to 1, each one on Fond du Lac Avenue, the other on Forest Home Avenue, and then September 28th, that's at North 92nd Street. To schedule a tour or a free trial day, or you can do both, you can call this phone number. It's 414-479-9399. You can also visit them online to find out more. It's curative.org/club-curative. Great to meet you, and have a great weekend.
Thank you as well.
Appreciate it.